Perfect. So today what I want to talk about is one of the biggest lies that we are going to be telling ourselves, or at least that I have told myself, that can ruin the relationship that we have with our horses if we don't kind of get it in check. For me, this was that feeling, that thought process that I have to be everything for my horse. I have to be the person that can help them with every problem that they have, that I can solve all of the issues, all of the fears, all of the concerns, and that I need to be that person for my horse. Otherwise, if I'm not, I'm failing my horse. That is a huge stumbling block, I think, for many of us. I think you can go on one end of the spectrum that we're not good enough, we shouldn't be doing it, everybody else should be dealing with our horse. And then we can go on the other side where we feel like it's almost our job to do everything. It's kind of, it can go one way extreme or the other way extreme. And to better explain this, I want to share with you a story about what happened to me yesterday. So very, very recently. So if you've been following me for a while, my horse Ace, he's younger. He's turning 6 this year, but he did have a very slow start. When I first really started working with him when he was 4, he had some major confidence issues. I had major confidence issues. So you can imagine when a person who is not very confident and then the horse who's not very confident, you're going to end up kind of butting heads a little bit because the horse isn't feeling that leadership from you and you're kind of unsure of what you're doing, and then the horse gets more nervous, making me more nervous, and then it just, and then it gets that horrible cycle, right? So through all of my mindset work, I was really able to overcome that feeling of basically improving my confidence in myself when we were at home. A lot more of the stuff is in my control at home. My horse is most comfortable at home, and things really started to change, and it was absolutely beautiful. Same thing when I would take my horse to a clinic. There's still smaller clinics. Like I think the biggest clinic I was in recently with Jonathan Field, that must have been, was there 8 of us in that clinic? But anyway, and so it's more of an intimate, low-key environment, and we were doing really well at it. But I've been really wanting to try to get Ace used to going out to ropings. We have an arena close to us, and they have practice nights, and this is something that we've been working on. I think I've taken him 2 or 3 times. I think yesterday was the 3rd time. But when we got there yesterday, his energy was huge. He was very anxious, he was very excited, and I was honestly nervous, but I wasn't really tuned into myself very well. I'm trying to ride him around, I'm trying to do all these things, I'm trying to stay out of the way, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and his anxiety is just building and building and building. And he ended up actually rearing. Of course, to me, it feels like, oh my gosh, we were way in the air. I know it wasn't. But of course, it always feels way bigger than it actually is in that moment. But it really shook me, because when Ace gets really anxious, you don't know what he's doing. Some horses are always obvious what they're going to do. They're going to spook. They're going to lurch ahead. They're going to try to maybe crow hop or something. Ace is basically like a big ticking bomb almost when he gets anxious, and you really have no idea what he's going to do, and that's intimidating to me. And I eventually was getting so overwhelmed that I had to get off, because I'm like, this is scaring me. I feel completely out of control. I need to get off. And what I ended up doing was I actually asked my husband to ride him for me, because I was able to sit back and realize that I was doing my horse a major disservice, absolutely a major disservice, because I was too nervous. I was too anxious. I was worried about getting in the way with the other ropers. I was worried being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was worried about causing an accident. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a roping pen, but they're busy places. the energy is high, there's a lot going on, and for me, I'm not someone who's been roping for years and years and years, and so my energy was up. And it took a lot for me to kind of slow down enough to realize that this is beyond me right now. And it doesn't mean that I'm a failure. I had to slow down in my mind enough, come back to my body, and realize that what I needed to do the most was to be what my horse needed, which was to take a step back and let my husband jump on and help be that confident rider, that person to encourage him that you're okay. These steers, they're not going to hurt you. All this noise, all this excitement, you're going to be okay. We're keeping you in a safe space. You don't need to be worried. And watching them work through it together was really, really beautiful. But if I had stayed stuck in that mindset that I needed to solve everything and I needed to control it all, then I'm going to do nothing but create more of a problem than, actually solving. So that is, to me, something that's really, really important, because in the past it has happened where I've really been determined to control the situation, that I wanted to be the one to solve the problem, that I wanted to be the hero to Ace, that I wanted to show him that I could help him through it, that I could be his support system. But all of that in reality is my ego, it's my pride, and it's hard. It's hard to let that stuff go when we want to be that person for our horse, and to really just remember that this isn't about me. It's not about me, and it's not about my failings. It's not about feeling shameful that I'm not good enough to do this. Why am I even trying to train this horse? Why am I even bothered to try? I'm too nervous of a rider. It's not about any of this shame stuff that I'm not good enough. It's simply, I'm not there yet. I'm going to be. I'm going to get there. I know I will. But in that moment, I needed to be real with myself and real with my horse and be honest and be like, what is necessary to help Ace have the best experience in this situation as possible? And that wasn't me. It was my husband. And while I wish I was mentally there, that does nothing, right? Wishing and wanting, it's pointless. It's being real and honest that I don't need to be everything to my horse all of the time. It's doing what's best for our horse in that situation that's necessary, whether that's getting off, whether that's asking somebody who's more confident to get on, and then going back and really keying in and figuring out the root of some of my anxiety. And when I was talking through it afterwards with my husband and explaining to him some of my thoughts of, just being so unsure in that roping scenario and not wanting to be in the way, not wanting to cause an accident, he was like, I never would have thought of that, because he doesn't think that way, because he's so used to the roping arena. But for me, not being there, being around a bunch of cowboys that are, they're roping fast. They're coming out of the box like crazy fast. This isn't a real slow practice pen. And when I explained that to him, he's like, well, that makes a lot of sense why Ace was really kind of getting, more up and up and up and up and up, because I wasn't that grounding space. I wasn't that safe space to show him, hey, this is no big deal, just relax and have fun with it. I couldn't be that for him. So I just really want to encourage you to be honest with yourself. Do I want you to give up? No. Am I saying you need to be not working on your goals? No. Am I saying that in every situation where you start to feel slightly anxious, to give up and ask somebody else to take over? No. What I am saying is to take a moment, get off your horse and take a moment and see and really figure out, where are you in your mind and why? I knew in my mind I was not prepared to do the, the quick mindset work that would have been necessary to bring my anxiety from here to here, which was where Ace would need it. I didn't have that skill set that day in that moment. But when I ride at home, or when I ride in a different atmosphere where there's like 5 or 10 of us and we're just kind of riding around, and if he gets anxious, I know I'm going to have the skills to do that. I just need to develop my skills further. So no, this isn't about giving up. No, this isn't about quitting. No, it's not about you're not good enough. It's just simply being honest with yourself and what your horse needs in that moment, and can you actually provide it, and to do what's best for your horse. And ultimately that is what's best for you, because the last thing any of us want is to put you and your horse in a situation where you're both anxious and then an explosion happens. Maybe your horse bolts and you fall off, bucks and you fall off, slams you into a fence, whatever that is, and then not only was it a stressful situation, but now it's ended very badly. And then you're also going to have to recover from the trauma of it backfiring and blowing up in your face because you pushed yourself too far and your horse too far. So I hope this was beneficial, and I hope you can see the encouragement that I want to give you in this, that you don't need to be everything for your horse right now. And that's okay. It doesn't make you a failure. But recognizing where you are and being honest with yourself is an amazing gift for yourself, and it's an amazing gift for your horse, to help them become more confident as well for you. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I know we do have a guest speaker coming in tonight, Martina, because if you've been also following along, we've been chatting a bit about this 90-day transformation and how to help us become better humans for our horses. And Martina is going to be coming in, and she's going to be talking a bit about how yoga has helped her, and if you're a rider, you know how beneficial yoga is for riders, for us to physically be there for our horses and mentally as well. And so that's at 7:30 tonight Central Standard Time. It's going to be like a 5-10 minute chat, but it's going to be really fun. So I encourage you to jump on. If you have questions, you can put them in the comments. Anyway, have a fantastic day, enjoy the beautiful weather, and we are going to chat again soon. All right, take care.